you hear me?
Yes,
Oh,
Sat Sri
great.
Akal. Yeah, Sat Sri Akal ji, kiddar theek thak?
Bilkul ji.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Yes. So very, very nice to be speaking with you again today. So this time we will talk about the 17 sustainable goals. And first of all, maybe we could just start by me asking how those goals relate to your professional and personal life.
How this relates to my profession?
Yes, yeah. In what way are those goals important to you?
See, I work in Industry 4 organizations, and what I'm seeing is that all the goals that have been set out by the UN are achievable very soon, sooner than expected. For instance, electric vehicles, for instance, when you see that. Electric vehicles, the cost of batteries has gone down phenomenally by 85% in the last 10 years. And within next 2 years, we will see electric vehicles cheaper than motorized vehicles, especially the cars. Cars account for 55% of all transportation. And this will actually help a great deal because, as you know, transportation accounts for 14% of all pollution that is generated.
What about things like agriculture? Because when we think of clean water, we know that a very large proportion of our global supply of clean water goes on agriculture, goes on growing grain for cattle, for feeding cattle, and agriculture for things like growing avocados, the things that the crops that require a lot of pure water. So do you think that we can challenge these inequalities that are being caused by some groups of some communities overeating meat, for example, which means that it has a knock-on impact on polluting the water?
See, when I studied this issue, the thing is that the greatest polluters in agriculture is Asia. It accounts for practically 50% of all pollution due to agriculture because of outdated agriculture practices. For instance, you let animals roam out free, and people do not have toilets. They use the fields for this, and there is indiscriminate use of pesticides and huge amount of fertilizer to grow what they should not be growing. For instance, see Punjab, where I live, it is not a place where you should be growing rice, paddy as we call it, but we are growing paddy every year, and it is totally killing the soil water because we have to use, it creates a lot of humidity. This is a dry place actually, but because we grow paddy, we have to keep the fields filled with water. It's a huge amount of water. That water is pumped up from the groundwater. So it is depleting the groundwater sources, good groundwater, and the good groundwater is replaced by pesticide and agriculture, other things, the people are going and using the field for toilet. The animals are using it that way, and a lot of stray cattle are there because in India we are no longer allowed to kill stray cattle or impound them. Cost of feeding one cattle is as much as feeding 10 poor people, but we want to feed them. So all these kind of practices are killing traditional agriculture actually should be practiced in Asia, particularly in South Asia.
Right. So education
And
is related.
now, one second. India takes the stand that per capita pollution here due to agriculture is very low. You don't go by per capita. You have to go how it affects the whole ecosystem of the world. No?
Yes.
In China, it is exactly the same. Now, China is two Chinas. One is the industrialized China, which is very, very good. It outbeats everybody. But there also you have rural areas which are totally undeveloped. And they don't see the need to, take care of them because they do not belong to our future. They are not part of the, China plan. So there also is terrible. And same goes for, Southeast Asia. Excepting for countries like, say, Singapore and Malaysia.
So
that is very good.
Are you saying that China's industrialization is actually going to create equalities? Is it creating equalities, or the fact that some people are marginalized from that industrialization and they're kind of like left to their own devices? Is that going to be sustainable in the long run?
When 25% of the population are able to afford, standard quality goods, we break even on industrialization and make it a success. But the thing is that we should be pulling up the poor people into this middle class, But that is not happening in China because their agenda now has totally changed. They want to focus on, things like G4 and other kind of things to build up their industries for war equipment.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but that's what's happening.
Yeah. Okay. So in terms of equalities, let's look at Punjab, for example, and let's look at Sikhi. We know that as part of Sikhi, we believe in equality, but do you think that there is equality in Punjab?
6 months back, we got a new government, Aam Aadmi Party. Have you heard of it?
Yes, I have heard of it. Yes.
So this party follows Sikhi principles. That means, equality of all in everything. Now, in this direction, how they started by trying to, by opening, not trying to, they have actually opened 170 Aam Aadmi clinics. Just 800 meters from our house, we have an Aam Aadmi clinic. I visited it. There's a highly qualified doctor there. The doctor sees every single patient, and the doctor himself gives the patient the medicine that he's prescribing on the spot. The doctor's giving, and if you want any test done, any type of test, it is done free there. It's totally free. They say that in India, all over India, they are saying, everybody will get free medical facilities aid, but it's not happening. They are not getting.
Yeah.
It started here, and then there's another program to push up the education level in educational professional education institutes and in universities, so that it creates employability. So currently, our system is exactly the same as was found by Macaulay to create clerks, which means that it is a road type of system which was required by the British Empire across the world to just pass on, data and not question or try to, say, no, this should be like this, that. So now that is being changed in Punjab. And agriculture university in Punjab is, very advanced. It supplies practically free, seeds to everybody. It tells people what to grow, how to grow. And now we are concentrating on fruit trees. That you have to grow fruit trees. So that is what is going to give you high income. And, in the shade of fruit trees, you grow, crops.
Yes.
So that is being done. And we are getting beautiful fruit here. For instance, pears, we are getting the quality of pears. I thought these things only grew in Kashmir or places like that. Big pears at a very cheap rate. So in Punjab, we are on track now to get back to sustainable agriculture. And it will totally remove all the pollution that is being caused, at least in Punjab. And because Sikhs are there in the northern part of UP, there is Purvanchal. I think it's called Purvanchal. Their Sikhs are settled and are agriculturists there. They are going to practice the same thing there also. And Aam Aadmi Party is fighting elections and now in Gujarat. Gujarat is, a place where this total haphazard agriculture is not being taken care of. Only huge polluting industries are set up in Gujarat, such as oil refinery. It has the world's biggest oil refinery, for instance. By far the biggest. So they are fighting elections, and if they say that even if we get 20% of the seats, we will change the face of Gujarat, because even when few MLAs are working, state assembly, the MLAs, who have a territory under them, big territory. If in his area he's working and providing good know-how and creating free mohalla clinics and things like that, which Aam Aadmi will finance even if required from Delhi or Punjab, we will change the face of Gujarat. That way they will expect to change the face of Himachal Pradesh also. Himachal Pradesh is a beautiful place with huge forestation, but practices there being followed are not taking care of the ordinary people. The whole idea is that ordinary people should be part of the ecosystem and not be excluded. It is only when we exclude the ordinary people and do not give them social justice that all this pollution happens. At least I estimate that at least 40% of people in India, is my estimate, are taking only one meal a day. They cannot afford a second meal. They cannot afford to take a single holiday also for anything, because if the moment they take one day off for a festival, next day they have to starve. They are hand to mouth.
You're saying 40% in the Punjab?
No, not in Punjab, India. Punjab does not have any unemployability as such. In Punjab, everybody works. In fact, most of the Punjabis who are, who want to really get ahead are migrating to UK, Canada, New Zealand, Australia, and US, and making it very big there. These are unemployed youth who are practically illiterate, but they have the drive. And when they go there, they make it very big. Very, very big. Because they learn, they have the drive, they learn, and they come up to the standard of the local people. I'll give you an example of a brilliant person. Sundar Pichai.
No.
Sundar Pichai is the CEO of, I think, this, what is it, of probably Google, okay?
Yeah. Oh, yes, I know.
So,
yes.
Yeah. So Sundar Pichai said that if I had stayed back in India, at best I would become a cricketer, because I was very good at cricket, and that was the only place where I thought I would get a job. Nobody would give me a job also there in India. Considering that he studied in one of the not so good engineering colleges. But when he went to US, he did phenomenally well. He's like me, he's a product manager.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So he has got a photographic memory. He remembers everything.
Mm-hmm.
And he delegates everything, does everything to such an extent that now the whole of Google, everything in Google is under him.
Mm-hmm.
So when there are many examples, there are at least 10, 15 top executives in the biggest American corporation who are Indians. In India, they all say nobody would even look at us.
Right.
So that's how it works. That we are not giving social justice even to our literate people. The other day there was in UP, they took out advertisement for maybe 300-400 peons. Peon is somebody who just carries paper from here to there. It's an old British system,
Yeah.
Everybody should be carrying his own papers now. But we are following the British as in the past, pre-independence. So for job of peons, PhDs and master degree people have applied in plenty. There have been about, hundreds of thousands of applications for job like this coming on the TV. What type of country are we in? That even the PhDs want to work as a peon, which is a job for somebody who is actually illiterate. Maybe he's only passed class 10. So what you're doing, you're depriving the people who should be getting this job because nobody is giving you a job.
Right.
Right.
So how can we say that the sustainable goals will be achieved if we have such inequalities and such social injustice?
It will never be achieved if we have such inequality. And, as you know, Guru Nanak Dev Ji, he started the Sikh faith only because there was inequality and there's lower classes, the lowest of the lower classes, they were not getting social justice. So he said, but they also have to, evolve their souls and get to Vaheguru. And he created this religion for equality. And he did it by going and first, he didn't do it just like that. Okay, this is a religion I'll make. He traveled across, right up to Mecca, then Iraq and all over. For 10 years, he was traveling. He was asking people, what do you want? What's the problem? He's talking about what is your religion like? What do you do in your religion? I found that in reality, all religions wanted their people to rise above, these sectarian things. But the priests were not allowing them to do it. And that is why ultimately we have the living Guru, the Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Because it is impartial and what it says, we go by it. You practice bibliomancy, as we call it now. We take our hukumnama from there. And we know that we cannot lie because we have to learn from the living Guru. We have to go through his various teachings. We have to read the Japji Sahib and things like that. If we can't read it, we just read the Mool Mantra and rise. But without the Guru, you cannot rise.
But
so here also we need a Guru like the Aam Aadmi Party. That's how I feel.
Sikhi teaches gender equality. When we look at the Gurdwaras and we look at the leadership in the Gurdwaras, very few of those Gurdwaras, if any of them at all, have female senior leadership.
Not really. Gurdwaras have had SGPC. No? SGPC is the Gurdwara's body for Punjab.
Yes, so the Pradhan, at the level of the Pradhan, I mean.
Yes, so the Pradhan was a lady for a long time.
In terms of percentage, overall.
Not that. See, if a woman come forward, they'll be accepted. If they can, but they can't devote all their time to Gurdwara affairs because they have to look after their families, unfortunately. So their husbands are not stay more home and look after the family. So
then is that gender equality though? Have we not?
In the sense that anywhere, even in any Sikh temple, a woman can go and read the Guru Granth Sahib. She can say, I will read it. She can go open the holy book and read it.
Yes, but
To the
I'm
whole
talking
audience.
about leadership. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about leadership. I'm talking about at the level of, being able to make decisions about what is, how the money from the Gurdwara is spent and policy.
Gurdwara money is spent very diligently. The Gurdwara committee in this case in Delhi is far advanced than anybody else. They have said that if any Sikh anywhere in India wants anything, he is hungry, just give this line and this thing, and we'll help you. We'll send somebody there to help you anywhere in India. And this Gurdwara feeds maybe at least 300,000 people every day. Good meals cooked in a fully automated kitchen. You will be surprised if you see that kitchen.
What about the leadership in that Gurdwara then? Do they?
Yes, Gurdwara has got fantastic leadership. The leader is always on the floor. If you go to the person who's the head of this and tell him anything, he'll listen to you attentively and try to achieve things. Now here, in Chandigarh, there's one Gurdwara has set up a cataract clinic. Right? When you go there, they are treating free of cost 1,000 cataract patients a day. 1,000. And they say we'll even move to 5,000 soon. They just started. Each operation costs maybe at least in Indian in pounds, if you see it, it'll cost how much? 20 pounds?
20 pounds is a very low amount of, I don't know.
No, in India, it's a huge amount.
Oh, I see.
In India, 2,000 rupees will feed a poor person and take them to a very good level. We'll be able to eat twice a day.
Right.
I'm talking about, this price parity situation.
Okay, yeah. And
your 1 pound is probably equal to at least 50 cents here.
Right, okay, yeah. So
in real terms.
Okay. Right, okay. So if we think about...
Now, look at this. The government of India, who should be actually curing everybody who has got cataract free, they are not doing it. They are unable to do it because they don't have the money, they don't have the people. But these people have arranged people. So to cure 1,000 people of cataract, you have to attend to everyone diligently. Now you have to have a huge number of beds, huge number of beds. And there's another place where they set up a free dialysis center. So there Sikhs are treating 1,000 patients a day for dialysis. Dialysis also is a very costly thing. And dialysis means that for literally 8 hours, somebody has to be on a bed with a nurse standing there monitoring him if you're going to do proper dialysis. It is being done free. This is how Gurdwara's monies are being spent in India today.
Mm-hmm.
They don't publicize because they say that that work is worship. We don't have to tell anybody. Everybody knows. And the best hospital in Mohali where I live is a totally free multi-specialty hospital, huge hospital just 3 kilometers from my house. You go for anything, it will be free. Doesn't matter what. It may cost you maybe 200 to 300 pounds, whatever. They don't talk about that.
Okay, so let's think about partnerships then. So in terms of partnerships, do you think that we are doing as much as we could be doing in terms of creating bridges across different communities so that we're working on these common goals with others, not just simply people from our own community?
So here I would start by mentioning, King Charles III. Since last 6 decades, he has been championing, pollution control. When nobody even talked of it, when people thought, what is this? Didn't you know what this is? It was not required. Since he was he was just 20, less than 20 years old. He was 15 years old when he started this. And he is a world champion at this. And he said that, look, if the government was to, spend money on these programs, all the governments in the world combined would probably contribute maybe $200 billion. But if we could get the industries who actually pollute and who need to have clean environment to grow, because only when people are well off and they can afford things, they'll also prosper. So if we get them to participate in this program, then we would probably get $2 trillion. And he said this after he was crowned. I saw it on BBC. After the Queen died, for the next 12 days, my wife and I were only watching BBC to see, what kind of heritage the Queen had created, how the prince was behaving, how he was behaving after he became the king. And I found this subtle difference. The Queen Elizabeth II was, according to me, she was a confirmed internet, what do you call it? Introvert.
Mm-hmm.
She only related to people one-to-one.
Yeah.
She never related to crowds. Even in a crowd, she'll go and focus on one person. You saw, na?
Yeah.
Huh? That's what introverts do. They relate very, very, very well with on one-to-one. And that was her strength, and she conquered the whole of the world because of that.
Mm-hmm.
Their hearts. Now, King Charles III is an out-and-out extrovert. When he goes, you will see, even when you saw, in near Buckingham Palace, he's not supposed to get out of his car at all because there's no security there. They said it's really dangerous there. You do not know who's there. We are not even check these people. You just get down and shake everybody's hand.
Mm-hmm.
One lady, she went and kissed him also, and he did. He was happy about it. He was very happy. He's like that. So we need people like him to actually lead. And they said that the royal family is not supposed to take take cognizance of politics. They should not bring politics into the they are constitutional monarchs. They are not supposed to indulge in politics. But King Charles' friends, intimate friends, say he'll find a way to remove all this inequality and politics.
There's a contradiction there, because
I'll just tell you one thing. See, what he believes in, what he has been doing for 60 years is, first, biodiversity. Secondly, biodiversity is the most important thing for nature to survive. Then equatorial forests. Then he's looking at deep sea health. And there's a fourth thing which he looks for is drinking water. Availability to everybody.
For me, there's a contradiction.
If not only these things, you will remove everything else.
For me, there's
not a pollution.
Yeah, sorry. I don't think the connection is very good, because I'm trying to, it seems as though I'm trying to speak over you, but I'm just trying to kind of like make it into a conversation rather than a speech. So just final points now then, final points. How much do you think that we as Sikhs are doing for, the environment, so put aside what the monarchy is doing, because they're doing what they need to do, but what about we as individuals, and what about we as a community? What can we do, and how, are we doing as much as we can to be more ecological?
All the Sikhs whom I meet here in Punjab, because I don't move around too much, and they all are very concerned about this, pollution and things like that. And they say that now we are going to have a pollution-free Punjab because of the new party that has come in. And they were voted in with a huge majority, 97 seats out of 107.
Okay.
Have seen a majority like that anywhere? That without spending any money.
Who did that? Sorry,
97 seats out of 107.
Who got 97 seats out of 100?
Aam Aadmi Party.
I see. Okay.
Who are now ruling. And
Yeah.
they got it because people believed in them that they will bring change, because they brought change in Delhi.
And has that
Believed in the Chief Minister, what he was saying. Because he took an oath on the Guru Granth Sahib that I will remove all inequality and create, a pollution-free Punjab.
I see. And is that working?
Yes, as I told you, it's working tremendously. We have total peace in Punjab. We don't have to be afraid of anybody.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, yeah.
Even say any woman who is over 60 in Punjab is going to get, irrespective of how rich or poor she is going to get 1,000 rupees a month. Women who opted for this scheme before the Aam Aadmi party came to power, while they were canvassing, they said, do you want this? Women who said this have already got it. Now, as and when they generate money, they will give it to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is that Punjab carries a huge loan, huge back loan when they were fighting in insurgency. And they have to pay the interest for it, irrespective of whoever was the ruler there.
Mm-hmm.
Government has not written that off.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to pay that interest, and with the money they earn by being honest, they are going to bring in all these programs.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, wonderful. Well, thank you very much, Saravjit Singh ji. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, and I look forward to speaking to you again soon.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. Wonderful.